You are controlling when to go live, right?
Yeah. No, I'm presenting the screen only.
No, I'm controlling that.
And we are not live yet, correct?
No, we will be going in few minutes.
Okay. All the tribe leads are present.
Yeah, we are live right now. Yeah, wait for a few more minutes. We'll start by 12:10.
Okay.
Hello everyone.
Dinesh sir, we are live on YouTube.
Yeah, thank you for the confirmation. Okay, Ananya, I think we can start now.
Okay. So good afternoon all. This is Ananya Vishnoi and I welcome you all to the post-internship convocation of the fourth successive batch of Leap 4.0. Today we have some important industry personnel with us. Mr. Deepak Mishra, CEO and founder of Prodivance Technology, along with his leadership. Mr. Gagan Patnaik, CRO, Mr. Arvind Kumar Sinha, CEO, Mr. Sunil Sivan, Senior Solution Architect, Mr. Sushil More, Service Delivery at Red Hat India, Mr. Gaurav Sharma, Associate Solution Architect, Red Hat India, We also have our Pradivans staff and few external OEMs. I thank you all for taking out your time for your busy schedule and joining us for the convocation. Now, without further ado, let's get started with the interns project presentation. So, we have total 8 teams who worked on different projects. Each team or tribe, as we refer them in Leap, will do a demonstration of their work, and our esteemed guests will give their feedback at the end of each demonstration. So, Tribe A. So, since the time is ticking, let's get started with the demonstration with our first tribe, Tribe A, also known as Tribe Spectrum, lead by Mr. Rajat. Tribe Spectrum, please share your screen and get started with your presentation, please.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Rajat, and we am from Spectrum. And let me know when my screen is visible.
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, thank you. So we created a data extraction model using Python, and one of my team members, Shreyansh, will get you through a introduction of our project. So Shreyansh.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, we using Python, we developed a data model to extract different kinds of data sheets. And these are my teammates. Moving on. So, in our product overview, I would like to tell each and every one of you that our project is fully dynamic and it's fully scalable as we have used AWS and Red Hat EC2 instance. And we, after experiencing lots of errors, we came over it and we have developed a good error handling technique. And the final output of our model is in graphical representation, which is very easy to read and it's very easy to understand for our customers. Moving on, the purpose and scope of our data model and of our project is that it basically uses dynamic approach so that we accept all kinds of data sheets and it's very functional. As I said, as I mentioned earlier, it uses cloud architecture and it basically satisfies all the customer needs as we have used empirical model data sheets and regression model data sheets so that our client has no issues while loading any kind of data and reading it. Moving on. Our product benefits are that it's tested even for the worst case scenarios. It is robust and we have done all kinds of necessary changes which we faced with time and even with the dynamicity the product is still very efficient and as to store data of all of the project we have used MySQL and AWS server. Moving on. So we will show you a very short demo of our project and Rajat will guide you through it. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. So here I am going to give you a quick demo of our product. And this is a diagram of our product, how it's going to work. So first of all, we load the data from our local system to the EC2 instance. And in that EC2 instance, we created a cron job to trigger two scripts. One of the script is uncompressing the data, and the second script is a Python script, which is extracting the data from the data sets and also posting the data to the MySQL database. So the total time taken to complete this process is around 1800 seconds. So let me give you a quick demo. So this is the Python code which is going to extract the data, post the data to MySQL database, and also it produces a graphical representation of the data that we extracted from each data sheet. And here is the code. And we also use logins. So to create a record of every time that how much time taken to extract every part of the data from the data set. And total time is around 1800 seconds. And this is the final output Excel file which is required with all the data. And here the data is going to post it on the MySQL database, and this is the data which is required to be extracted. And now this is the latest moment data from every data set which is going to be posted on the MySQL database. And every latest data from every data set with required columns as given in the BIDs are going to be posted on the database. And this is the final output of our product, which is a graphical representation of the data. And as this is very easy to understand and readable, so here finally, as outcome of project, our team focus on reliability, scalability, and robustness. And apart from this, we also focus on error handling, and so that our product is scalable also, and it is working in every aspect. And the technology we use is Python, SQL, and the framework we use is ETL, and the platform we use is AWS. And everything about our technology, how to install our technology, and our code is on our GitHub page. So thank you everyone, and please provide feedback for our improvements, and we are open to questions. So any questions?
So, Brother Chandra here. The database that you have used, is it using IDS or do you have it on a virtual machine?
I have it on my virtual machine, local. It is a local database on my virtual machine.
Okay, so the machine, the sort of the agent where the transformation is taking place from, and then the database are on the same machine. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of next steps, if I were to ask you how you'd like to improve on the solution that you've built, where do you think you'd be heading towards?
I think we can improve the solutions of our, like we have given a graphical representation. So this is, I think, a good thing that we just do. And I think with improvements, we can do some more scalable thing. Like we can scale our code for like more instances so that it can work fast, and like we can use multiple databases to store the data so that there is no data leak, or there is no any chance of data loss, so which is I think important for this project.
And in terms of improving the time of processing, do you have any? Have you guys discussed any optimization techniques?
Yeah, actually we discussed about like how much time it is taking, but actually it is like it is giving it is we handle the project like it is working every aspect. We research for the like what were the worst scenarios, like if Sheets has no regression model or no empirical models, or like if the time that from the latest month of data that we have to extract, so what is if the time is not in sorted order. So for that things, we create this project so that in every worst scenario, this will work. This is not going to give you any error. So, but after that, it is going to give you 1800 seconds. But we are working also on speeding up a little bit. So we are using trying to use like converting to the CSVs rather than from XLSS, because Python read CSV much faster than these Excel files. So I think that would be a little fast.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you, Tribe Spectrum.
Thank you.
Now moving on to the second tribe, also known as Conquistadors, lead by Ms. Apurva. Conquistadors, please share your screen and get started with your presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Apurva, and today I'll be representing my tribe, Tribe C. So in this presentation, I'm going to talk about RepoShelf, which is a GitHub aggregator project which we worked on. So starting with the introduction, these are all the tribe members. Our MVP was Akashdeep Chand for this project. Coming to the roles and responsibilities, for the backend, we had Akashdeep, Preeti Gupta, Rakesh, and Monica. For the front end, it was Akashdeep Chand and myself. Talking about the documentation and research, Vedansh, Vittal, and Yash played an important part in it. Now let us talk a bit about our project. First of all, the aim of our project. So the aim of our project was to create a user-friendly website that gives us an insight into the GitHub user statistics. The problem statement was to create an API service to fetch the statistics of contributors of user-specified GitHub repositories. And the desired output, or the outputs we were basically focusing on, was to get the domain name or the company name along with the total contributions and the unique contributors. Our target is basically the new users who find it difficult to interact with GitHub at the starting. They can use our website to get a more clear idea of what GitHub is. Milestones and timelines, we divided our project into 5 stages. So the first and second stage were basically the documentation stages. The third stage consisted of backend development. Fourth stage was front-end development, and fifth stage will consist of the modifications and the extra features that we want to add to our website. So our current progress is that we are completely done with stage 1, stage 2, and stage 4. Talking about the stage 3, we have done 80% of the work. We are still working on. This is the landing page or the home page for our website, and we have different features like search by repository, searching by date, and then we have our different contributors who contributed to the making of this project. And we also have an added feature of contact us, where you are going to find a form to be able to connect with us. So this is one of the features that we are going to work on in the future to make this website fully functional. So before I conclude, I would like to tell you all that we have updated all of our code on our repository, which is available on GitHub. And we have also updated our project tracker, where you can be up to date with the progress of our project and addition of new features as well as the modifications. So this is the GitHub link that you can visit in order to look at the code. So any queries, we are open to all the queries and feedback. So if you would like to give any feedback, please.
I think I'll get the ball rolling. Guys, wonderful job. Absolutely loved the presentation. I think first of all, I'm a fan of Prezi, so I'm glad to see people using that. And the second thing is, I love the way you guys covered most of the topics. I think you haven't left a lot of room to actually allow us to ask a lot of queries, because you've covered most of the topics. So I think one feedback I would give is, and this is a very positive one, I think in terms of the solution that you guys are approaching, you're in the exact path that we were when we were delivering this project to our customer, right? So kudos on that, right? Nice to see that all of us sort of incline towards the same thought process once we explore all possible options, right? So great to see the solution you guys have taken as well. In terms of next steps, also, I think you guys are quite clear, and that's exactly where I'd be focusing on as well. So nothing but good feedback from me.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. And I would like to thank everyone else as well for their precious time. And that is it from my side. Thank you.
I have one question. You
Yes,
mentioned,
go ahead.
you mentioned that to put it in your front end, you need to refine your database code. I just want to understand what kind of problems you have now.
So actually, to connect it to a front end, the one problem we are facing is to get input from the front end in the first place. So we are able to show the output on the front end, but we are still to work on getting the input from the front end. And we are planning to add the database so that we can get more data and make our website more faster and efficient. That is the purpose of adding the database for that.
Yeah, and one more thing. When you say database, what do you mean actually?
So we are basically working on SQL workbench, and we are going to connect it to our Python code, to our Django framework, so using Django framework.
Okay. Again, maybe I didn't understand it properly. Your basic problem is you give a user input and you figure out what are the commits that user has made to any repo, right? Is that you're trying to solve something else?
Yes, so that's what we are trying to solve.
So then why do you need a database? I mean, for yourself, why do you need a database? You are actually querying some other database which is hosted somewhere else, right?
Yes, sir.
Then what is this database?
So the main idea we had behind it was to make the retrieval a little bit faster. Like, we have the tokens, right?
Got you. So you are basically using it as a caching mechanism.
Yes, sir, because at one time, the rate limit is 6,000 commits. We can get just 6,000 commits. So once we have the database, we'll be able to retrieve more data and make it faster, make our website faster.
Yeah, got you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any other queries or feedback?
Gagan, will you sponsor this project for the next level?
Honestly, no.
All right, thank you so much. That is it from my side.
Thank you, Tribe Conquistadors. Now moving on to the third tribe, also known as an Alchemist, led by Mr. Janam. The Alchemist, please share your screen and get started with your presentation, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Janam Sharma from the Alchemists, and here we go. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
So our project was similar to the first tribe. It was an ETL project. Here's our team: me, Janam Sharma, Aditya Bhandari, Muskan, Mayuri, Sneha, Epari Sneha, and Sneha Yadav, and Rahul Sharma. I was the lead developer, and the rest of the team are basically like testers, resource collectors, and debuggers. So the main purpose of this project was to extract data from a collection of Excel sheets, process that data, and then upload it to a database, and then create an output file. So the technologies we used were Python, EC2 instance for running that script that we created, RDS database to store the data, MySQL for the database technology, and CyberDuck to upload the raw data to the instance. So here's a high-level diagram for our script. First, the data is loaded to the cloud, the EC2 instance. Then the Python script is triggered using a cron job, and then the data is extracted, it's processed, and then uploaded to the database. It's really simple. The main issue was the size of data was quite big, so we had to work on reducing our process time. So here's the timeline of how the whole development process took place. First, we studied the BRD, made ourselves familiar with all the demands. Then we created a plan on how we will work on this problem. By week 6, we were kind of done with the prototype, but we faced some issues with the execution time, so we refined it, and then by the time the end of week 6, we were done with it. So here's a live demo of our projects. It's really long, so I'll fast forward. So this here is, so as the script will run using cron jobs, this is the script running on a Ubuntu instance, Ubuntu VM machine. So the output you see here, that won't be visible to the users. They'll get a log file after the script has completed its execution, and the output file that is required. So that's the log file. And I'll show you the output file in a minute. There's our output file. That's data that we needed to extract, and the rest of the data is in the database. That's basically it. So the final time that we were able to get out of the execution is somewhere around 24-25 minutes. We cannot get it any lower than that, and future work that we can do on it is to stop using CyberDuck, as that's a proprietary software, to create our own GUI application to help the users upload the data to the EC2 instance. That's basically it. Any queries?
Yeah, nothing from my end, Janam. Great job. I think you guys finished pretty quickly, and in terms of solution as well, you guys had a pretty good handle on it from day one.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Tribe Alchemist. Now moving on to the fourth tribe, also known as Manik, led by Mr. Hanish. Manik, please share your screen and get started with the presentation.
Yes, ma'am. So yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
So good afternoon, everyone. Myself Hanish, and I am representing Tribe Manik. So our topic for today is GitHub Contributor Aggregator. So starting with, there are a few points for today's presentation. The number one is the problem statement. Second, we have the approach to the statement. Third, we'll be showing a live demonstration of the prototype. And fourth, the future add-ons. So the first thing is that, what's the problem statement to our project? So the statement is, we need to create an API service which will fetch the statistics of the contributors of the user-specified GitHub repositories in the Amazon AWS environment. Moving forward, what's the approach to this statement? So the first thing what came in our mind was that, what is it? Okay, so GitHub, as you all know, is a platform for code versioning, open source, and collaboration. So the GitHub Contributor Aggregator is a single stop for all the contribution details based on the user-specified repositories. Second is the why. So why do we need this GitHub Contributor Aggregator? So the first thing is that we don't have a specific web page or an application where we get all the commit details. Okay, so if we all get the commit details, they're noted with numbers on the repository page or the JSON structure, which we can request to the GitHub API. Thirdly, the domain name are also not specified, like the user is from which particular company or a domain. And lastly, searching for details of specific date range is a huge task. Like there are many other details over the wide range of date range, but like we can't go like each date one by one. So for whom? Like why are we building this? So it's for an individual, firm, or an organization who are willing to contribute to the project, but they can't like moving over each and every individual user's repo is a huge task for them. Okay. Second is like we need to get the significant and exact data of insights at one place. Okay. If we go over the GitHub, all the details are scattered over different pages. We can't find the data over a single page over there. Approach. So what's the approach in our project is that we will be taking in the input from the user. Thereafter, we will be making the request to the API where we will be validating the request. Furthermore, we will be processing the data and fetching back this output to the user. So this is the project flow. So firstly, we will be like taking the input, the repo name and the date range. There it will be forwarded to the API gateway. Thereafter, the details will be fetched from the GitHub API. So the GitHub API will send us some data in the form of JSON format, which needs to be processed according to the client's needs, and the data will be stored on the RDS or the SQL, and the same data will be fetched back to the API gateway and shown to the client. So the demonstration. So this will be the recorded demo of our product and the project. So yeah, so this is the code. So here I will be taking the input as HashiCorp/console, which is the repo name. Start date is the 1st Jan 2021 and the end date is 26th of August 2021. And then it will be processing the data, and after a few seconds it will like give the output to the user. So this is the output. The database is like stored over the database as well. And this one is the next demo of our product, like where we can like fetch the date range of a decade, like from 2010. Yeah. So this is the second one. So we are taking in the same input as HashiCorp/console, followed by the date range. Like we are taking the start date from 2010, the 1st Jan 2010, and the end date is yesterday, 27th August 2021. And yeah, it will like take few minutes, and then like it will show the data. So this is the data which we all get like from the HashiCorp/console, and the date range is over a decade. And yeah. So moving forward, we have the features of our project. So starting with its pagination, like it shows out the data over which over the number of pages it is stored. Secondly, it can fetch the data between a decade range. Thirdly, the modularity, it's simple in build. Fourth, we have the user friendly, like it is easy to use and understandable by the user. Last, the user has all the controls and the customizations according to his needs. Lastly, we have the future enhancement, like what all we'll be like having for the future plans. So the first thing is that we need to deploy our product as it is presently running on the CLI. Secondly, we have to scale down the end-to-end processing time. Third, it needs to be platform independent. And fourth, like exporting menu, like downloading or sharing over various social media platforms or among members. So this is our team: Balaji, Hanish, Mega, Mohtadin, Sakshi, Shweta, Sombir, and Zia Khan. And yeah, any questions?
So, Hanish, I think I gave you guys a different approach to explore, right?
Yeah.
Using BigQuery. So, did you guys sort of reach any conclusion with that?
Yes, sir. Like you told us to like having approach to the BigQuery thing. But the thing is that with the BigQuery, the data which is stored over the data set, which is the public data set provided by the BigQuery. So there under the HashiCorp/console, if we're looking forward for HashiCorp/console, so it's showing like it has data of 4050, like 4550 data of HashiCorp/console till date. But that's not like valid with the total data set, which is like provided on the GitHub. So like it's not validating with the needs.
And what about
the reason we asked to try with BigQuery was to reduce your execution time, correct, Chandra?
Yep, exactly. Because the overhead would go to BigQuery and you'd just be fetching the information from there.
Yeah.
So there was so the data set you guys checked against, I believe that was not the official data set. I think I'd asked you guys to check if there are any other data sets that are available.
No, like I checked once again, but I found that only like there were 8 data sets of GitHub, but like we were dealing with the commits data set, so there were 2 under that 8. So it was the sample data set for the commits, and the other one was the GitHub repo commit. So the GitHub repo commit had some data, but the sample repo had some null values as well. So like we went forward with that GitHub repo commit. So yeah, under that we didn't find some sufficient data. So
Okay. And you know, this is really a question to everybody who has been working on this GitHub project, right? But since you guys specifically brought up API gateway, I think I'll direct it towards you. Did you guys take a look at the maximum connection time for a REST API call when the API gateway is the one making the when a AWS API gateway is being used?
not yet, but like the scene is that the condition is that all the thing is running on the CLI and it's on the backend node, but we haven't like initialized any API gateway, but we have made like externally, like we haven't integrated with it. So
Right. I would recommend you guys take a look at that before you zero in on that particular solution approach, right? Especially if you're not going to be using BigQuery in the backend.
Yeah.
And probably just one more question from me would be one of the next steps that you guys have mentioned is that you would like to make this particular solution platform independent.
So for the platform independent, So I meant by the platform independent was that I need to add some more insights on the data. Okay. So the data which you are getting, like according to the client needs, are that the total contributions, languages, and all those stuff. Okay. So furthermore, we'll be implementing the languages section. Okay. So for the languages section, we have some like languages which is under the GitHub repo, like all the languages which have been used. So if we go over a particular language, for example, say Python, okay, so Python is being used in that particular repo. So under that language, like we have also like planned of implementing the same structure as we did for the repo kind of thing.
So what is platform independent here? Is it the solution or the solution components?
The solution components, I guess.
So how would the language that you can search with have anything to do with that? Right? Something to ponder on. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I think that's it from my end.
Hello, this is Manoranjan. I have some questions and suggestions to the team.
Yes, sir.
So, like I understand you are creating a GitHub like aggregator for the collaborations, like who are the collaborator, right? how many commits are happening, who is committing, right? Is that
Yeah.
the correct scope, or is it something bigger than that?
Like I didn't get you. Can you repeat
I
the
mean,
question?
what is the impact of this project?
Okay, so the impact is that we are making the project like for the individuals or a firm. Okay,
Hmm.
so if the individual or firm are recruiting from a specific repo, okay, so for example if they are recruiting the people from Hashikov slash consult repo as of now,
Hmm.
so like they can use this like to get the list of users. Okay, I know that we can also go over the GitHub and get the list of users, but we go but like hovering over each repo, like hovering over each users will be a heavy task for them. So that's one thing. And for the GitHub and the GitHub developers, like as we like as we know that we can directly visit the desired repository and took a look over the commits and the date range and all those stuff. But if
Okay.
we wanna get the date range, like if we wanna get the statistics within a desired date range, but there we don't get any like this stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so just a quick thought. This project is actually nice. I mean, like just one thought. There is one open source project called Hubble. It is developed by Autodesk. It
Okay.
is actually doing a lot big, like it is like actually giving you more insights into your GitHub enterprise through like some scripts and some automation. Okay.
Okay.
So maybe you can further expand it. Like for example, how many pull requests created in a day, or in a who is contributing what? Okay, health of the like system. Okay,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
even you can further drill down to the audit logs to improvise this project into threat detection, like people are doing commit from which source, like that, who is doing what in your entire GitHub enterprise. You can explore that. So then I think this will have a bigger impact.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
mean, just a very like a very narrow scope here. If you want to explore the entire GitHub enterprise,
Yeah.
create a dashboard which will actually have the features like executives or management can decide actually who is contributing what, and from which source they are coming in. There are a lot of things you can do. You just search for Autodesk Hubble. You get actually you can, it's open source project. Go and see, these are shell scripts. You can get idea actually how to extract the data from GitHub instance. So normally I will tell you like just giving you a little bit of GitHub idea. One is GitHub Enterprise Cloud, that is github.com, and the
Yeah.
one is GitHub Enterprise, that is hosted in your private cloud as an appliance. In AWS you deploy it. So most of the organizations may prefer to go for GitHub Enterprise, which is hosted in their like in their own controlled AWS environment. So then everybody really needs some sort of monitoring to it, because GitHub doesn't provide out of the box solution. So like if you are doing this, expand your horizon to gather everything. Hubble has the capability to, I'll give you some idea. You have a Jenkins job, every night it runs. Get the Hubble data, push the data to a dashboard, like that. Every night the data is being published to a dashboard. So the management actually can drill down in 30 days what they have done. It's a like beautiful product. Explore that. If you want to do it, you can see actually how Hubble is doing. You can get some idea how you should be doing it. Okay.
Yes. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, thank you, and that's from my side.
Thank you, Tribe Manik. And now moving on to the next tribe, also known as Devnetics, lead by Mr. Rahil. Devnetics, please share your screen and get started with your presentation. there is some technical issue from Rahul side. So we are moving to the next tribe. So there is next tribe we will be having web weavers. So now moving to the next sixth tribe, also known as web weavers, lead by Mr. Naman. Web weavers, please share your screen and get started with your presentation.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. I'll be sharing my screen in a second.
Okay.
Am I loud and clear?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's okay.
Just a second, sir. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. This is me, Naman Pagaria, the tribe leader, and this is we are presenting this PPT on a project which we made. It's called GitHub Contributor Aggregator with our tribe. Firstly, the problem statement given by our client, Deepak Mishra sir, was to create an API service to fetch the statistic of contributors or user-specified GitHub repositories, identify and list unique domains and specified repositories, and sort them by number of commits per contributor for all branches. There are certain date range parameters are also given for fetching the contributor details. We achieved this by a simple Python code, which was not simple to achieve, and I'll be showing that through a demo. As you can see, this is a dynamic code, and we are inputting the repository name, that is Facebook/React. We are putting the date range parameters, which is from 2020 to 2021. And this is the Python code down below. After the Python code is the script is run, we get an output where we see total contributors, unique contributors, and all the details about those contributors, including their username and user IDs. This is quite a fast code, but we thought this was very simple, and it was not what we wanted to achieve and which we wanted to deliver as a team, and we wanted to do more with this. And it seemed this short demonstration which I showed was a small part of what we did. We actually did much more than that. So moving on with the presentation, we as a team, web viewers, introduce you to our actual product, that is Git Extractor, as we call, and it is a web-based application which runs through JavaScript, and I'll be providing you with the detail in further slides. The purpose of creating this web app was Git Extractor serves the purpose of finding and providing repositories and GitHub profiles information to the user or client as requested. With its easy to use interface, it gets easier to find the profile in much easier format. The Git Extractor project is an open source API which helps user find desirable GitHub profiles, including features which also depicts repository names, followers, etc. The most important features which we thought at the time was the API. The API should also the web-based API should also show region-based repositories or region-based users. So we implemented that with a simple search mechanism where you put in the language which you want one developer of, and you put in the location where you want developer to stay at, and you'll get all the developers from that specific location. We created this app using three simple mechanisms, that was surface, core, and interface. Moving on to the surface, we wanted to actually build this web app thinking about everything. So we used JavaScript as a main coding language. We used Firebase as backend to store all the user information such as the login details and everything. And we deployed this website through Netlify. And this connection made the surface more stronger, and we could look into the core part. The core includes the working of the website, including its internal data and handling and everything. So firstly, when the user logs into the website, it depicts two options where you can log in or sign up. After you sign up or log in, you go to the home page where you make an API call, and the API handler gives you an error if the your API call was wrong, or else you type the user information or details required. But we also wanted to look in to the part where the human interaction with the with the web app should be seen, and we looked into these things very carefully. Looking into the human interface, we divide into four stages where the user will actually interface with the website. The first time it will user will have an interface with the website was in the login page. After the login, after the smooth login, it will go to the it will be redirected to the home page where they have multiple option to see what multiple option to search users and repositories, and then it will go back to the home page and you can log out and you can move on with it. Keeping in mind the security and integrity factors, we introduced three major steps to this web app. That was data redundancy, data dependency, and data validation. It occurs data redundancy occurs when a same piece of data is exists multiple times. For example, a user who has tried signing up and is trying signing up again and again through the same email ID, that is creating an anomaly in the system and gaining space in the database. So we removed that from our web app. The data dependency, it occurs when one set of data is dependent on another. We made this API completely independent of each other, and each component of this database is, of this web app is completely independent and doesn't depend on each other. The data validation, it is very important to validate the data or keep the acknowledgements there. And we wanted to re-authenticate each and everything from the email password and the search results. So we kept in mind and put it there. Now I'll be demonstrating you the website itself, and I hope you like it. So firstly, this is my website. It's called Git Extractor. The first thing which I will do is logging into the website. I'll put my email and username. Uh, this is the home page. The first thing I'll show is search by username. It is quite simple. If you know a person's user ID, like some will call maybe Sam or somebody, you can go to the website. It will show you all the profiles details, and especially the repositories which the person has, and you can also directly jump through through a click to the person's repository. Coming back, this is search by user. Then I'll go to search by repository, where you can search any repository, supposedly React, and you'll find all the people who have contributed for React and major contributors as well. Seeing the contributors, you can see who has a high, is the company hireable, is the profile hireable. It says nope, that is not. Uh, Going back to the page, if you go to another profile, it'll load for a second. Yeah. So you can also generate PDF and look into all the repositories from the similar profile. Generating PDF is quite easy. You just have to click on the thing and it will generate a PDF which will have all the important details from that specific profile. That is its profile picture along with all the URLs and the profile picture's name. You can directly jump to the profile also from the PDF. Coming back, I would also like to go into a GitHub page where you can see it is a Adobe GitHub profile with repository adobe.github.com. Looking into the contributors list, it has 32 contributors. So I just want to see how many contributors this site has actually. Uh, till the time it loads, I'll actually go into my website and go to the section where I can search by country and the things I was telling before. If I stay in a place called Raipur, it's my hometown, and I want Java developers from the place, I can just search for Java developers here. And these are the people who are from Raipur and are Java developers. As you can see, he's from Raipur, and these are the profiles, and he's a Java developer. Uh, Now going to the last and the most important feature is contributors, search by contributors. I'll look into it. It's still loading, by the way. It's saying to hang tight. I am hanging tight. So by the time it's loading, I'll show you how easy it is to actually get the details from here itself. So this was the organization's name. This was the repository name, and here are the bunch of contributors and the number of contribution and who has contributed the most uh, within seconds. And you can go to each profile from here itself, and you can do similar things as generating PDF, looking into all repositories, and going through everything, and it is all the same. So this was GitHub Extractor, and I am hanging tight as well. Going to the presentation again. We have certain future plans to this website and to this project, and we are very excited to move further with this website along the lines. So we are going to increase the day train parameter for the first Python code, which is very important to gain access to more data and more commits and more contributors list. We are going to connect GitHub Extractor with the GitHub aggregator through Django so that these both can collab and make our website more feature proof and more feature can be added. We are going to make UI changes and smooth function of code as more and more code is going to add and more and more code is going to add, so maybe it can become slow. So we're going to flatten those bugs as well for the future part. Here's some important links to the tracker and code, and you can check out our repositories for the code of Git Extractor and our project. And lastly, at the end, I'll conclude by saying this project is not only made us look into the technical part of how this project works or how GitHub works, and it also made us aware of the business ideas and business requirements and how this project can be presented as a future-proof plan. And we as a team, web viewers, are very excited to see you all use this web app, and you can go to our website anytime, any moment. It is deployed and it is on the internet. Thank you so much for having Deepak sir, and thank you so much for the opportunity. And I'm glad I was enrolled in this internship, and my team is very grateful for all the things you have done for us. And thank you so much for this opportunity at the end. Thank you so much. Any queries?
Yeah, I would let Chandra to give his feedback. He was a big critic of your project.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sure.
So I'll hold back on getting to
Chandra, before that, Naman, what's your team? I didn't see a slide on the team.
Yeah, about that, sir. Actually, my team consists of 12 people, and I would like to show them right now. But the point was, I had only 10 minutes to present, and my team decided we will exclude ourselves from the presentation and would give more time to you and to show the project.
Take another 1 minute and introduce your team.
Yeah. So can I stop sharing for a second and I can just include the slide? Just a second.
Sure. Okay, any other feedback from the guests, mentors? Well, Naman is pulling up the slide.
A lot of enthusiasm, Deepak. I can see people learning, wanting to do a lot of new things, learn new things, and the enthusiasm is very nice to see.
Thanks, Sushil. That means a lot. I still remember the first kickoff day of Leap
Sir, can you
4.0.
see my screen? I'm sorry to disturb. I'm sorry, sir. I'm
Okay.
sorry, sir.
No issue. Come on, go ahead.
All right. So these are the beautiful 10 members. I'm so sorry for everyone, and I'm gladly accepting their sacrifices. So this is me, Naman Pagaria. The other one is our main developer, Subhajit Kumar, and alongside with them is Anirudh and Roshan. These we are the developers for the project, and Sarika is the tester. Himani is also one of the testers, and Asta is one of the testers, including they also helped me with the presentation and all the information gathering and other prospect of the project. Jalaj helped with the Python code, and he's amazing at it. And thank you so much, Jalaj, for making dynamic, and thank you so much, team, for all the effort.
Okay. The other thing that I wanted to ask Naman is
Yes.
the first slide, the problem that you specified.
So this one? Is this the
Yeah,
one? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The first part of it you did using your live Python code, and then you converted into a web app. Is my understanding
Yes, sir.
correct?
Yes, sir. Actually, what happened was, sir, we got a bit distracted from the actual thing, and we actually was not able to connect the Python code to our web app, and our team was trying our best since a week or so, and we used Django and everything, and we were not able to do it, and we will do it in future prospect, obviously, but we were not able to do it, and that is why we showed you the Python code as a demo in this beginning, and I showed you the website as a whole at the end.
From the presentation, I got bit confused.
Right.
The confusion is whether you solved the problem that was given to you or you just presented me a good UI.
Right.
So
Sir,
the first
what
question
we
is, did you solve the problem that was given to you or not? That
yeah,
part
yes,
I
we
didn't get
of course
clarity on that.
yeah, we actually did solve the problem which was given to us. That was to create an basically a API which allows which takes input as organization name with data parameter and shows all the data, all the commits and unique contributors along with total number of contributions. So we achieved that, but what we lacked was to connect it with our main website.
No,
So that
that's
was
fine. I mean, I
yeah,
just got confused whether you solved the first thing or not.
yeah, we
Chandra,
actually did. Yes.
Chandra, the next question is to you actually. What I understand is everybody is given the same problem to work on, right?
Yep, that's right.
So, so if I have to basically say which one is a good one, what's the parameter that I should be looking at? The time that is spent to get the output?
No, the time is obviously a factor, but the more important factor is whether it's meeting the business requirements and how accurate it is as a solution.
So Gagan, we have learned through last 3 years of Leap internship the way we were conducting, right? Okay, so this time we allowed people to bring their idea so that their own innovation doesn't get stopped. At the same time, organization gave some paid or real business problem which we have got from the customers, and we let them to productize it. Now, how they productize it in an open market, that's an evaluation topic which we are doing today.
Okay. And the final thing again from Deepak is everybody has used Python to achieve the basic thing, right?
Yes, because everyone were going through a learning curve of learning Linux, Python, DevOps, cloud. So what they've learned, they have used, and the mentors help to um, improvise it with the new age technology requirement like API development and API gateway or database, NoSQL and stuff.
Thanks. And Naman, thanks. I would definitely say that you have looked at the problem from an end-to-end point of view, and also from a marketable angle.
Yeah, I like that statement. I'm holding tight, and it really so that how much time the GitHub take itself, and their product was showing some key result. And I'm hopeful the recruiters or the companies, those who are looking for real developers based on the GitHub contribution, they would find the best about this product.
So actually, fun fact, I sat to looking at that exact repository for 2.5 hours yesterday for the presentation, and it was still hanging tight. So I'm pretty sure that will hang tight right now after the live stream as well. So I'm very glad my API works in a great way, and my website shows instant results.
Got it.
Thank you so much, sir. Is there any other queries or questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Tribe. Yeah, reports. Now moving on to the seventh tribe, Tribe Printed, lead by Mr. Karan. Printed, please share your screen and get started with your presentation.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Fine. So, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of Intent, I would like to welcome you all. My name is Rachit Agrawal, and I'm here today to talk to you about dynamic ETL proposed architecture. First of all, I would like to recognize and thank the people who worked on this project. So once again, I'm having this opportunity to introduce myself. I, Rachit Agrawal, worked as the DevOps in this project. Next is our data wrangler, Rahul Bidigu. Now here comes the power star of our team, Mr. Pavan Kalyan. He worked as SysOps. Next is Mr. Nishan KK. He worked as analyst in this. And now finally, it's Mr. Karan Lodi, worked as MLOps in this project. Talking about the overview of this project, it contains mainly 6 phases, and I will talk about each and every phase in brief. Basically, this PPT talks about the basic things, and after this, we are going to show you the video in which we have implemented the code and we have showed each and everything in detail. So first, I would like to talk about some basics of ETL. It stands for extract, transform, and load. ETL is a specific kind of data pipeline and found very common in uses. It is used to orchestrate data from multiple data sources, not once, but many times, to build data storage systems like data warehouses, data hubs, or data lakes that helps an enterprise or data sharing. Without talking much about this factor, I would like to put up one fine example in front of you all. Imagine that there is a database that contains web log data. Each entry in the data contains IP address of a user, timestamp, and the link clicked by the user. Now think about this case. If you want to find about which links are clicked from which place, then ETL process can be quite effective. With an ETL pipeline, you could run code once per day that would extract the previous day's log data, map the iterate address to places, aggregate link clicks by place, and then load these results into a new database that is more reliable than always having to run the same complex data transformations on the raw web log data. The objective of this extraction process in ETL is to retrieve all the required data from the source with ease. The most common data sources from which data can be extracted are databases of files, webs, and other sources like user feeds. Data preprocessing steps are performed before the data wrangling. In this case, means here I would talk about a bit about these common factors. In this case, data preprocessing data is prepared exactly after receiving the data from the data source. So in this initial stage, transformations like data cleaning or aggregation of data is performed. It is executed once. For example, we have data where one attribute has 3 variables and we have to change them into 3 attributes and remove the special characters from them. The concept of data preparation steps are performed before applying any iterative model and will be executed once in the project. So on other hand, data wrangling is performed during the iterative analysis and model building. So once the data is extracted, it needs to meet ready for the next task that might be data analysis or as an input to any algorithm. This stage contains many steps like data wrangling, filtering, data concatenating, data. After this, I would move to the data, pipeline. Although ETL and data pipelines are related, they are quite different from one another. However, people often they used to think they use two terms interchangeably. But data pipelines and ETL pipelines are both responsible for moving data from one source to another. So ETL pipeline includes a series of processes that extract data from a source and transform it and load it into some output destination. On the other hand, a data pipeline is a somewhat broader terminology that includes ETL pipeline as a subset. It includes a set of processing tools that transfer data from one source to another. However, the data may or may not be transformed. So Python provides many useful modules to perform data computation and processing of data efficiency. We can run Python scripts starting from SQL. We can create the ETL solutions to extract data from various sources and insert into SQL server. So up to here, we have talked about these things from Excel to CSV, data wrangling, visualization of structure form, and data pipeline. So this is our output of this project. It's just for your reference, which is explained in brief in video that we are going to represent after this PPT. In case if you want to access or see the code, our repository link is provided. So I would like to close my conversation here with the note that we as Finten embrace realism and prepare to commit the necessary technologies. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to play the video.
Hello everyone, this is Bidugu Rahul. I am the developer of this ETL project of DriveH, which is Fintan. So according to the business requirement, we were supposed to extract the data from the Excel files. That is to automate the process of extracting the quarterly information from Excel model sheets and regression model sheets of the client data, which comes in the form of Excel sheets. So this is a dynamic ETL, and any kind of sheet which is an Excel file and as specified in the business requirement document can be given, and this is going to extract the data from the specified sheets in the Excel files. Now we have run this script. We have created and run this script on the local virtual machine, and even the database is on local. It's a local database, MySQL database. So the data is extracted from the files and then loaded into the local MySQL database. So the libraries that we have used are MySQL, PyMySQL for the connection with the MySQL database, and SQL Alchemy object relational mapper, and then we have used pandas. And So this execution is actually longer, but I have just edited this video to include only the execution output. So the issues we faced was with the time complexity. We were so we it was with extracting the data from the Excel file using pandas read Excel function. So we were actually extracting the data from the file every time we are trying to get the data for each sheet. So that was the issue, and then we did solve it, and we have used Excel file class of pandas data frame, which has made it faster. So yeah, so so data is output into the flat files, and then it is eventually loaded into the MySQL database on the local virtual machine. That's it from my side. Do you guys have any questions?
So have you tried this against the largest file that's available? I believe that's ABMD.
Yes, it is ABT file.
ABT, right.
Yeah, I think just to set the context, the file given was what was the size of the file, how many rows, and what was the complexity of the unstructured data?
So we have automated this process. So we don't actually know have that detail right now of exact rows and columns. So we have automated this.
Right, but just to probably give some context to everybody else on the call, we're looking at close to what 1.5 GB worth of accumulated file size, and we have a couple of files which are almost and we're looking at files which are in the order of 250 MB, I believe, as well. So they're quite big files to process and get the output for, and the data that we're looking for is also quite it's quite there's a pattern to it, but it's a little all over the place. So for the folks who did pick this project up and they were able to successfully execute it, I think you guys deserve an applause for that.
Yeah, I remember the last year when we got this project from the customer. Processing all these files, it used to take almost a day. With a lot of failures, and we were asked to optimize it to less than an hour. And now probably I see that okay, it is happening anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes. So that's a commendable job.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tribe Finton. Now moving to the last tribe of the session, also known as mental geeks. Mental geeks, please share your screen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, this is.
So we are the tribe Mental Geeks, and for the past 2 months, we have been working on a project to help people get the mental help. So why did we choose this project, and why are we making a project in this area? So firstly, the current state of our society is that we are finally realizing the value of mental health and how it affects our life, and how it is playing a big factor in every aspect. Say you're working and it affects your productivity. Say for your personal life, you're not able to maintain good and healthy relationships with people. So as as we are progressing and more people are looking forward for getting the help they want and getting this emotional state of their emotional state balanced out. So we thought that it would be better that if we are using the modern technology to present them with a simple and viable solution to assess how how much help they need, what sort of help they need, and so on. Here's a good quote by Carl Jung. He's a Swiss psychiatrist and a psychoanalyst, and I totally agree with this quote. As you know, in the current world, we are fast moving and obsessed with success, and in this obsession, we almost we often overlook the the important aspect of our mental well-being, of of a sound mind, of being So what we are proposing is we're using machine learning algorithms, and we're making a backend as well as a front end for organizations and businesses to take surveys from the members and employees within the organization, and use that survey as an input for our model, and they'll get the score of the mental well-being of the entire organization, and how well the organization is, and how conducive the environment is to good mental state, and if a person specifically requires mental help or not. So the technologies we're using is Python for the machine learning aspect of it and processing the data, and Flask API we're using for communicating the backend with the front end, and Node.js we are using for the database management. We're using MongoDB for this, and for the front end we're using simple HTML and CSS. Now for the product demo, over to you, Jenny. So we're using the local host for we're using the local host for testing and showing this demo, and we're starting our servers. So this is our website, and this is our landing page. Here the user can either log in or sign up. Now you can see that we have a user has been registered, and we can see in the backend that a user has been registered. Currently, there are 0 sessions available as nobody is logged in, so he's logging in. As we have logged in the session and the session is updated, and we can see that the user is online. And here the user will upload their survey CSV data or Excel file. And the data has been processed, and you can download the files, which the output files, which will be telling you about your organization status, and some visualizations in form of graphs. And that's done. Okay, thank you, Jani. And for our other information, this is our GitHub. You can Hardeep will send a link for it in the chat box. And this is how we divided our work in the team, as we divided 3 groups for working on one group working on API, one group working on the backend, and one group working on the front end. And yeah. And for the future prospects, we are thinking of creating a only client-facing web page also for if there's only one person wanting to assess their mental health, they'll be given a series of questions to answer, and based on that, the AI will give an assessment for that. And as we get more data and we get this thing rolling, we'll also try and implement deep learning and TensorFlow models on our project, as with more data it will be a better option for prediction. And yeah, forward we are open to ideas and give as much functionality as we can in this app. And here's a thank you to the wonderful team who has been there at every step of the journey and have worked very hard to make this project a reality. Thank you, guys. Hardeep Singh is our team leader. He has worked on the API, and myself and Janil, we have worked on the backend, and Ashutosh also worked on the API, while Uma Nagasai and Tanya, they worked on the front end. Shaunak was our bug tester, and Aminav was the team lead. He gave us the idea. He had the somewhat knowledge of the machine learning, and he made this entire thing gel together. And any questions?
This idea is actually good. I like this idea. We are working as a volunteer for one of the NGO, where they also ask us to ask these questions to COVID impacted families. And most of the time I have seen in real world, people don't answer when they are asked questions. But when they have some portal, they can write down their thoughts. It will be easy. So it is actually really like, it can be very impactful for NGOs working across. They want to evaluate the mental well-being. And if someone really needs counseling, they can make a decision based on that. It's actually fantastic.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very good business problem to solve. And with the COVID in the pandemic times, I think everyone wants to, know the people well-being, people around, and other things. So yeah, the mental health is very important. The corporates are focusing in it. So everybody's focusing on it. So it's a good problem to solve, and good one again. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great job, guys. I think the business case you've picked up is quite good, and in terms of solution as well, I think you guys have done a good job. Yep, I think that's the input for me.
Thank you all the tribes for their wonderful demonstrations. Every participant will receive goodies from Prodimans along with their intern certificates. Congrats to all the interns. Now moving forward, now I would like to ask Mr. Chandrahasa Memu to share a few words for the interns as a close mentor throughout the project.
Yeah, thanks, Ananya. So I was in a similar boat, some time back when I initially started my career as well with Prodimans. The kind of projects that I got myself into and the exposure I think I got, I saw a lot of that with the teams today. To give you guys some background to the rest of the folks as well, the projects that the teams have executed, at one point I myself had executed as well. The only difference being I had a lot of support from Prodivans as an organization to help achieve those. I think as we keep going further and further down the generation of the interns that we are having, I think the amount of independence that the teams are having is also quite stellar. And the solutions that they're coming up with are also enterprise standard. So I think on that front, the guys have done a wonderful job.
Thank you, Mr. Chandrahasa, for sharing your valuable feedbacks. Now I would like to ask Mr. Manoranjan Sahu to share a few words to the interns.
Thanks, Ananya. So it is actually like I'm glad to see the college grads working on such projects. It's very like it's a good opportunity in terms of like if I look back to myself, how I have started my career. I didn't have any such opportunity at that time, but I started I am very fortunate that I started my career with Deepak sir. And then that like I have a fantastic progression after that. It is just like I continue to come in to Leap and talk to students, share my feedback. So this is just like once again I will reiterate, this is kind of a warm-up game for everyone here. Once you go back to college, you carry this kind of this spirit and pursue further in your area of interest. And this is something actually like uh, something which every student will not get. Okay, that is what I'm saying. Getting an opportunity to work with some of the best minds in the industry and the experiences they have is like adding a lot of value. And all the best. And I'm sure you have a lot of fun in these 4 months. So wherever you are, like enjoy your work. I mean, that is one of the thing. Interns, like if you, I'm sure 4 months must be like there. You have a target to achieve, right? You must have felt pressure. But on the side note, you should enjoy that work, and you should you should come up with, like, when you enjoy your work, ideas will automatically flourish. So that's all. And thank you to everyone for like contributing. This is kind of a, like we are adding, like you are adding value to the society as well, giving opportunity to the students to collaborate with industry problems, right? Thank you. Back to Ananya.
Thanks, Manoranjan.
Thank you, Mr. Manoranjan Sahu, for your valuable feedbacks. So now I would like to invite Mr. Sushil More to share a few words for the interns. Sir, you are mute.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I was just trying to say that it is very heartwarming to see so many college grads coming on this forum and presenting such interesting, case studies and trying to solve the business problems. I kind of go back to my days when, these kind of opportunities were not so easily available, and really a good initiative by Deepak to have these intelligent kids coming and solving, giving them opportunity and platform to deal with the industry problems actually, and also learn the technology in a very stressful environment, give them a flavor of work and making them ready for the industry. So fantastic initiative, Deepak, and very good presentations by entire team here, all the teams. I think you should keep up the good work and pick up your choice of technology. It's the industry is about predictive analytics. It can be cloud, social media. Everything is contributing. A lot of changes happening. A lot of market trends are changing. But I'm sure with the kind of adaptation that people bring in in the today's generation, I mean, they will be able to really adapt to that very quickly too. So thank you everyone, and thank you, Deepak.
Sushil, if I may ask, thanks for accepting my invite and being the guest of honor today. If I may ask, being as a head of professional service in Red Hat, how do you see when the technology is so rapidly changing and skill is still a gap in country like India, while we are leading across the globe on this skill, on the emerging skills, but how do you see that skill gap, and what are your thoughts in bridging the skill gap?
So it's a age-old problem. I mean, when you go into the new technologies, the skills are about to come later on, right? And that gap is a good problem to have, because then we can always train new people to adopt that new skills, work with the industry. So that's why I said, I mean, this initiative is going to get more people on the job with hands-on training, which is actually the need. It's no longer only learning the technology and understanding the technology. It is more about learning the skills and adapting to the skills and deploying to the skills, which currently the team is actually doing. So yeah.
And any input how interns can take Red Hat and a choice of open source, okay, into their career?
Oh, open source. I mean, Red Hat story. If you say open source is a way to go, I mean, if you see about Red Hat, 20 years ago, Red Hat was seen only as a Linux company. It's only the operating system that people think and associate Red Hat to, right? But the whole paradigm shift that has happened in the way people have the industry has changed from being a simple OS based industry to virtualization, then moving from virtualization to infrastructure as a service, and now with the platform as a service. I mean, it's a whole paradigm shift in the industry and the way Red Hat is driving the open source technology. It's a very interesting philosophy that we adopt in Red Hat, where a lot of communities are contributing to the development of the product, and then we take those downstream products and productize it for the industry and an enterprise base, right? So open source is the way to go, and that is going to rule the market in few years, definitely. So I would say that pick up the open source technologies, the problems that you're solving with GitHub, and there are so many open source technologies now, with Google leading the way, Red Hat leading the way in the platform services. I think it's very interesting to see how Red Hat and open source technology is going to go.
Thanks, Sushil. That means a lot, and I'm sure the interns will take this into their career. We are just doing a bit of our social service to bring them, enterprise ready. Thank you. Really appreciate for coming on board as a guest.
Thank you, Deepak, and thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Sushil More, for your sharing valuable thoughts. Now we have Mr. Gaurav Sharma, Associate Solution Architect from Red Hat, to share a few words to advise for all the interns.
Okay. Hey, Ananya, how are you? Hope I'm audible.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Good. Hello, Deepak sir. Long time no see. I believe you must be quite occupied and busy with all these lovely interns, right? Okay. So I can see only names in the tab. Why is it so? Are you guys not present over there? Why don't you guys turn up your cameras so that I can see few of you?
I'm the only odd man out. Okay,
no.
Kept the camera on since beginning.
I was wondering. I was listening to all your thoughts, people, and trust me, I can request. So can we stop sharing the screen? And why don't you all turn up your cameras? And trust me, the magic is gonna happen for sure. People, why don't left the meeting? Turn on your webcam if it is possible for you.
Hello, sir. Apurva Pathak this side.
Hey, Apurva, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Sounds great. Look, means smiles are automatically on the faces. And if may I ask the presenter to stop presenting the screen, I guess we all can capture this moment as well, because this is something like, look, so many colors, so many different smiles, and everybody is so joy after this. Now, I don't know whether I'm worthy or not for saying this, but I want to take a moment to applaud all of you, the team, tribe, not team, I would say, but the tribe, Spectrum, the Consequators, the Alchemist, Manic, Devnetics, WebViewers, Fintan, and Mental Geeks. Trust me, people, loud applaud for all of you for doing some amazing stuff out there, right? And trust me, even if we are not able to capture the things that you have prepared, if we have criticized you, don't be afraid. We were not even 1% what you guys were doing today at your age. Means, trust me, I'm quite young. Even few of these people are quite old industry veterans, but I'm like you all, right? And you all know me. So thing is, what a point I want to make over here is that just look back 2 hours before. You were dreaming that time will come and I'll present, and you have done it. Don't you think it is a success for you? This is what everybody should do. Applaud your success. Keep your back tab that, hey, I have created a magic around you. We have done magic around it. People don't care about us. I have realized this part. And so as you also, if you start realizing that many peoples are lying on the roads, drunk and doing whatever, nobody takes care of it. Nothing matters to them. What matters is how you see the world. If you think you have done justified to your work, you have done the learning honestly, you are achiever, you are successful, you are a leader. Applaud for yourself, guys, that yes, you have done something great. So I have two valuable tips for all of the students that you can take it with you. And trust me, these valuable learnings, I have discovered myself that yes, if this thing I have adopted in my life, trust me, this is going to make you the person better every single moment. So how many of you think, so this is a water bottle. I was feeling dehydrated because I was listening to you and not able to have a sip of water. Now, trust me, how many of you think if any of you have this water bottle in front of you or a glass of water in front of you, you can take it up, place it on your palm and stay like this till the meeting ends? Can someone try it? If you can see how Ananya has picked that bottle up, if you have a glass in front of you, if you have a bottle in front of you, just pick it up and place it on your palm. Start feeling the pain. Yes, pain has started coming up. The point here being, the longer you hold it, the more pain you will have. Similar thing goes with your problems. The more longer you are stick to that problem, the more it is going to hurt you. Don't you think? Let it go. Something is not working. Sir, I tried HTTP, I tried GitHub, it was not working. Ask for the help, right? I asked the help from the table and I put it on. The problem is solved. The hand was paining, I removed the bottle, the problem is solved. It's as simple as that. You guys make it complicated. And you know what is troubling you? It is not your learning that you are not efficient. What troubling you is that the XYZ person on your LinkedIn wall posted that I have selected for an internship and I got these swags, I got placed at this company. That is what troubling you. And you start comparing yourself with others. Don't do it. Never and ever compare yourself. Because what you guys are doing is something exceptional. People don't care about it. So why you care about it? You know, many of you will relate whenever there is a sale, S-A-L-E, the fantastic word which we always learn to hear it, because whenever it comes, we all rush back to the malls. Don't you think those shops were already there? पहले से वहीं पर ही तो है shops. Interest क्या हुआ? Thing was made available to you. So many people have this concept and idea, sir, when you will make it available, when the internship will come, then I'll start learning. Half of the people in this industry is just doing the coding because they want to get placed at FANG. Nobody have seen the other side of story. That cloud, DevOps, the analytics that you guys are doing, AI, ML, these are the new way. These are the new technologies. People don't know the worth of it. Abhi sale nahi lagi hai in cheezon ki. But if you guys are learning at this point, trust me, after 10 years, you will wonder, man, I have done something great. I have done something great. I have done something exceptional. So be worthy, be believer of something that, yes, you are doing great. Last but not the least, one advice to all of you, start keeping a small piece of stone in front of you. So I have started keeping this from last 2 to 3 months. A stone. Why? Do you know the importance of this stone? Anybody want to share any thoughts? Everybody is wondering why Gaurav came up and showing.
Is that a Sendha Namak?
No. Normal. एकदम पत्थर है और कुछ भी नहीं है. एकदम simple पत्थर है.
Okay.
Why do you think I have started keeping this stone in front of me? Any idea? Any thought?
Reveal it.
Reveal it. Okay. Do you know, I always wonder seeing my mom and my sister wearing a stone in their hand. Diamond. And I always feel wonder, look, man, this is so amazing. Don't you think everybody starts seeing themselves, comparing themselves with the students who are getting placed at Google, Microsoft, XYZ, doing coding, competitive programming, getting placed on Hacker Earth, Hacker Rank, and you all wonder, oh my God, they are so good. Shining things. On the other side, why don't you see this stone and go to your, like, what I should say, temple? Go to the temple. This stone, when it is get crafted, it is worship. हाँ? इस पत्थर को अगर मैं अच्छे से तराश दूं, यही भगवान का रूप बन जाएगा और लोग इसकी पूजा करेंगे. Right? Understand your worth. You are just like the stone, and I'm proud to say that Leap, Prodevance, Cause is making that carving for you. They are making you transit from an ordinary stone to a valuable stone. Only thing you have to keep a trust. Be honest to your work. That is the most important part. You know, things will come and go. And this stone always remind me that if I was supposed to give an advice to someone, no, I should not lie to them. I should be honest to them, and I need to make them feel worthy. Don't give something, because from Mahabharata I have learned something. If you give someone, Karan was stated to be the biggest giver of all time. But at this deathbed, Lord Krishna himself asked him that whatever you have given, okay, it was good, but why didn't you empower others? Because if you would have empowered somebody else, they would have been capable of earning themselves. Otherwise, everybody will be dependent. So, you know, craft your stone in such a way that you think that I'm inevitable. This is my stone, and this I'm not going to give somebody else. This is my responsibility. You all are unique stones. We cannot judge you, though definitely at this point we are the judge and being the critic for your projects. But definitely we cannot judge your life, what you guys are doing. We cannot judge your decisions, what you guys have taken. It's only for you. You should be the owner of your decisions. You should be own the stone to you. So with that means, definitely I hope you understand the point. You are unique. You are worthy what you guys are doing. Make that X factor shinier. I was also the one amongst you. Didn't get an opportunity at college days. Didn't score well in 12th standard exam. Didn't get a college placement. Still, till date, I don't know coding. It's all okay. It's all okay. Bad thing happens with everyone, every individual. And if you want to see the real craftsmanship, if you want to learn, go and talk to your mom. Lunch is waiting for you. Look how perfect she is in cooking those chapatis. Every single time, perfect round, perfect crisp, you all enjoy. Right? So don't be afraid if you have gone something wrong, if you didn't present it well. I loved it. I loved the enthusiasm. I loved the learning curves from you. And all kudos to Prodevance team, Leap team, and Cause for providing you this opportunity. And I want to congratulate you all because you guys are the shining stars. You know, the power of this stone is, Mother Teresa herself said, I can cast this stone into a river and it can create ripples. I have felt that motivation from coming all the tribes. From every single individual, how you were presenting, I loved it. I loved it. So all kudos to the team, Prodevance, Leap, and Cause for giving me this opportunity to get motivated on the Saturday morning. Thank you so much, all of you, for presenting and being brave to turn on your cameras. Thank you so much for inspiring by your ideas, by your learning. And with that, thank you so much for inviting me. Right? इतना सीरियस क्यों हो गया यार? मतलब इतना भी
Thank you so much.
Keep smiling, guys. This is the best medicine that anybody can have. Keep smiling. Keep smiling. Cheers, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Deepak, for having me. Thank you so much, all the colleagues, for criticizing their projects, because I know they are going to create the history. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaurav, for your valuable words of elevation. Now I would like to call up Mr. Janam to share his journey as an intern in Leap 4.0.
Hello everyone. So I'm Janam Sharma. I'm from Chandigarh University in Punjab, and I joined Leap when my
Janam, switch on your camera, please.
I think it's on.
Okay.
So I started my journey with Leap in June this year when my summer vacation started, and I was kind of scared at the time because it was really overwhelming. I knew a bit of Python before that, but there was AWS, containers, Docker, and everything. So, and I also had different training at my own university, so I was kind of scared. But the team at Leap was really helpful, and when I started developing the project with my team, the help that I got was extraordinary. I never got that much help even at my own university. If someone is from my university, I'm sorry, but like sometimes I got stuck at the middle of the night, and I called Mr. Chandu, and he helped me without a question, and it was really beautiful. And all my team members were really helpful, and it was such a great experience. I will never forget this. And the technology that I learned, now I know what path I want to go forward in this area, in this field, that is Python and cloud. So thank you for all that.
Thank you, Janam, for your sharing your experience. All that starts well and that ends well. So as every beginning is an end. So now I would like to call Mr. Deepak Mishra for the final vote for thanks.
Okay, so this is the closing notes. Thanks, Ananya. You've been a great host, and thank you, LeapAcademy, especially the Academy volunteers. This is an organization which got started with an idea that okay, we will bridge the gap in the industry, and I felt that so in last 3.5, 4 years that the new technologies which is coming and we as a country do not have those many talent, and this cannot happen unless we start at home or at our company. So Prodavance did invest time, money, and most of my employees, those who are the mentors, they have contributed their weekends, on this particular program. And like Gaurav disclosed, the value of a stone not being carved, and he take the inspiration. I take inspiration from one of my mentor. His name is Simon Sinek. So I got this book from Red Hat last year, and I've been reading this for some time, and this law of diffusion on an innovation which you see on your screen, I tried incorporating that in Leap as a mentor, as a sponsor for LeapAcademy, because what you see, the 68%, the majority of people, those who want to be on that early majority or late majority, right? Okay, those were the one who actually want to be the best in product making, or want to be the best in the industry, or want to be the wealthiest person in the market. But you don't know that the 2.5% and 13.5%, your actually career is exactly so on that diffusion of innovation. So when you start early on any technology, right, whether it is API development or it is microservice development, so we didn't want to take Leap in a very conventional way, right? Okay, teaching them operating system, networking, several different technology, on and on and on and on. And I feel bad, okay, when I interview somebody and ask a very basic thing, the person has no experience towards that. So one is the experience, and that the early adopters, that is the 13.5%, okay, who get that tip, the tipping point on their career, and get the most out of their work. But your start, which is that 2.5%, is nothing but when you receive the problem statement, you think like an innovator. You try to go out of the shell or boundary, and bring some approach which others have not thought, right? And that doesn't mean you need to come from the top colleges or top universities, right? I think in our country, education, not being available to all, in the premium education of engineering or information technology is not available to all. And to those it is available, it may not be available with all the ingredients, or on all the requirement which the industry would look at. And I would urge you to go back and look at how Wright brothers invented the flying machine, right? Okay. And they were not graduates. They didn't study engineering or physics, but they were the maker of cycles, and they knew what the transport means, right? And before that, the why factor came into their mind, that okay, why a bird can fly. So keep that curiosity in yourself. Question everything what is happening around the world, because you are the generation where you can question anything, right? You can question any status quo. You can question any change which is happening, like Sushil did talk about, right? But the technologies keep on changing. So bring that why before your how or what, right? So when you bring your why during your early adopter stage of the technology, you make something really, really interesting, and that is what every mentor would like to hear. And your career entering into that the majority zone, which everyone dream about, and every time you log into LinkedIn, you see that okay, everyone is successful, and I haven't done much. Please understand that okay, you need to be successful, then to be on that early majority of that 34% or the late majority of 34%, you still need to go through the tipping point. So that's the input I would give, or the secret of LeapAcademy, how we structure this program. And I would like to announce something for Leap 5.0. Leap 5.0 will take from all the guests and all the participants who have participated, making most of the business problem into a product, and are able to present it, market it, and have attracted a lot of our attention. But Leap 5.0 is going to take you to the next journey, where we will be taking this island concept, where we will take the cloud native development concept, and DevOps concept, and continuous integration, continuous delivery concept, and make sure that okay, it is on a scale agile mode. So scale is what we will be taking the priority with the enterprise design. So you will go through the container code ready framework. You will go with how to make or develop the microservices using Quarkers, or how you can scale the container using OpenShift, Kubernetes, how you can administer that particular technology, how you can run massive data on a sandbox of OpenShift or Kubernetes, processing gigabytes of data. So all these things will come on your way when we will be taking you to Leap 5.0. That is going to be our focus. So we have created the intent in you, the why is being created. Now we will be focusing on what and how, and that's going to be Leap 5.0, and which will be soon getting released. And I'm sure from this interns group and the future intern group, ProDevance is going to hire quite a lot of people, have done fantastic job, and I would like to congratulate all of you, or most of you, who have been mostly productive, spent your great time, in spite of all the difficulties of your own academy, conflicts, as well as the time management and picking up the subject and concept which you have never heard before. I have enjoyed the most all the interactions during the weekend, and today's presentation was definitely an enterprise and world class. So congratulations all, and at last, thank you, Team Hustler, being a great coordinating team, great digital team for Leap, and you do remember your contribution. Over to you, Ananya.
Thank you so much, sir. So we are signing off here only. Thank you so much, everyone who is coming in this Academy Convocation ceremony. We are very happy for that.
Can we take a group picture, Ananya?
Yeah, sure.
So, dear all, if you're still there, just turn on your camera. We'll take a group picture. It would be a great moment for all of us to be remember. And Ananya,
Rishabh, please present and stop the presenting.
Yeah. And Ananya, you said, okay, there will be a set of goodies coming on their way. So I would, let you all fill a form. Leap team, please send it so that we'll be able to ship the goodies to your address.
Thank you.
So did we take the picture? I don't know how to take it. So if somebody is taking care of that.
Guys, please on the cameras.
Gaurav did try. I don't know if that worked.
I've taken the pictures.
Yeah, me too.
Fantastic. Rishabh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Deepak. Thank you.
Thank you all. Really appreciate. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.